What what is your friction point when it comes to working on questions?
it's just that like I was focusing more on maths and physics. That's why I wasn't able to spend too much. Like,
No,
is
no, no, no. Organic chemistry, before each weekly exam, you will need to solve a minimum of 150 questions to 200 every week. 150 to 200. Did you hear the number I mentioned? In physics and maths, do you ever solve anywhere near that number? Why am I saying 150 to 200 in organic here?
easy ones.
It's not about easy ones.
Yeah.
It is about you have to collect that much data. It is that goddamn vast.
Mm.
Only if you, what to say, sit and solve like 150, 200 at this stage now, per topic, per chapter, per week, at least 100. That has to be a minimum target. You will not be able to bridge the gap anytime soon. In fact, if you don't do your 100 per week, you will find it difficult to bridge the gap in organic during revision.
Mm.
So you have a decision to make now. How do you decide to go about solving 100 and 100 or 150 questions in a week? And what has to be your priority? How do you do this? If I'm asking you to solve 100 questions this week, how would you go about doing it? Can you sacrifice physics and maths? Should you sacrifice physics and maths?
So we're like in March we're done with syllabus, so I was planning on like leaving that for this for a few days,
Cool. What did I
something
tell
like that.
you? What did I tell you about your physics, rotational dynamics after you scored that?
Make sure your math and chemistry don't go.
Why would I say something else now? How is it different? Is it any different? Then why would you think something else then? My question stands the same. How do you accomplish 100 to 150 questions in organic chemistry in a week without compromising on physics and maths time?
I guess I have to give more time, like find
No,
more time.
no. 24 hours is not going to change. Your sleep is not going to change. How do you make your time you spend on questions more efficient? That's the question you need to answer.
Just go through the questions, see if you can solve them. Like,
No, do that, certainly. But stop punishing yourself about, what to say, the criteria which you used to solve questions previously. Right now, your job is to make sure you are getting the idea for each of these questions supplanted in your brain as efficiently as possible. That's the goal. So make sure you have a goddamn answer booklet available. You know those GRB and MS Chauhan. The
hmm.
reason why they give you those answer booklets is to make sure you are able to do this practice in an efficient manner. The idea there is you purposely keep timers and work. 40 seconds, idea nahi aaya answer ke liye, question ke liye. You have read the question, 40 seconds you have spent, you have not got an idea. Done. Check the answer. Now you have another timer running, another 40 seconds. Have you got the idea what the answer is telling? Wonderful. Close it, move on. If you have not understood what the idea is saying, if you need a little bit more working on it, check out, put pen to paper, then check it out. You have to
Hmm.
coldly assess that, okay, my job is to make sure every 2 minutes I am searching through one question on an average. Some questions will get cleared off in 40 seconds. Some questions will require 3 minutes. You have to consciously time yourself that 1 hour may lag raha on time. I need to clear 40 questions to 45 questions in this period of time. I will start by clearing 20 questions now, yes, in the first stint of 1 hour, but I will learn how to process questions faster and faster as I move on. That is the skill you need to learn. In games, do you know what is meant by grinding?
Yeah.
You understand what is grinding?
Yes, sir.
You have to grind now. Till now, you were the star newbie. Now you have gone out of the newbie zone and you're now in the, what to say, forested regions right now, where there are much higher level players right now. So now your job is to basically find a nice quiet corner where there are no unnecessary intrusions beyond a point. Once in a while, you'll get your enemies who will come and test you at a decent level. Your basic level mobs will come. You will harvest these mobs properly, regularly, grind them and get experience. That is your job now. Your job is not to, what to say, you are now in a forest and you are basically in a grind spot. That's how you have to start treating the game now. You are not supposed to compare it with the people who are in the city who have already gone through the grind before. You start comparing there, you are going to be feeling left behind. Because you are left behind.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with admitting that. So now it's basically time to basically grind the fuck down and start grinding seriously. When you are grinding, it is not about how you kill. It is about the number of kills. If you can find a nice covert region where the mobs come and fall off a cliff, and all you do is push them, find the cliff. I hope I'm analogizing it in a manner
Yes,
which it
yes.
is making sense to you.
Hmm.
So you have to stop approaching it the way you have been approaching it. That's the mistake. You're going to be getting low scores. Okay, all right. How do you use these scores? We come to the next part. If grind is the game now, when you're grinding, what is the worst mistake which you can do in a game when you're grinding? Dying by mistake,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That will basically mean you're losing levels.
Yes.
So
Reset.
the equivalent to dying by mistake here. Fucking up and making mistakes unnecessarily. In the question paper, your job is going to be very simple. What is the job? Identify the set of
Questions
questions
you can solve.
you have encountered partially before, which you can clinically clear out and score perfectly. If there are 30 questions and you are already clear with 12 questions, you score those 12 questions, Bencho. Properly score those 12 questions. And you score them efficiently. Then you chill out. Your job is done. Paper ka job tera ho gaya. The part you grinded, the monster you grinded on, you killed that. That's it. Your job next is to recognize what are the other creatures which are coming, which you need to grind against in battle when you are doing your grinding practice. Start recognizing unnecessary creatures which you should not go against at this stage. How do you recognize them? They will look like questions from
Yes.
this.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you understand why I was okay with you checking out that book in the first hand?
Yeah.
They will look like questions from that book, or they will look like questions from MS Chauhan.
Hmm.
If something looks funny or weird, do not give a shit. It's okay. It's okay. It's part and parcel of the grind. When you get to it, you'll get to it. So abhi ke liye don't care about it. So your job in terms of the exams is very simple. You have to increase your efficiency in terms of hit rate, in terms of kill rate, in terms of time efficiency, in terms of those types of parameters. And you need to start maintaining your physics and max scores consistently well. That is going to be the game. You are going to be going through taking a mauling, so to say, in chemistry for the next few months, whenever organic is going to be happening. You have to build up yourself like a tank now for chemistry. You're only going to hit when there is an opening. Am I clear?
This is
This is the game. You have to start understanding that this is the way you have to play now. Because if you go with the game which those guys are playing, your mental stamina and your mental strength will take a beating, which is not right. Why? Why? Just because those guys have invested more time in the beginning already, why should you and your ego take a beating now? Well, your ego can take a beating when it has to take a beating. If you cannot catch up with them in 2 or 3 months' time after putting in the effort, then yeah, your ego should take the beating. Now it should not. So, start approaching the problem coldly. So now tell me, what is your error rate looking like in your exam so far? How many questions did you attempt? How many negatives did you end up getting? What is that looking like?
well, 1 second. So in the main one or the other one?
Whichever, all are same.
So in the mains one, I spent a lot of time on chemistry and I thought I would score in chemistry, but then I lost on pretty easy questions, I guess.
Don't call them easy questions. They are questions where you got trapped. You didn't know what was the trick to be used over there. Bulk of the time, that's what's happening, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Or what to say? Give me an example. Let's see.
Sorry, number of isomers I messed up.
Why? Because you've just learnt the way to count in a systematic manner, right?
Yes.
And in your school, they've taught you a systematic manner, but it is not completely flawless. That's what I saw about the approach which you have done in your class there. There are gaps in the approach. Yes, we have filled the gaps to an extent in the way in which we approach the thing. But the problem there is my approach might not have gaps, but my approach is painful as hell.
Yeah.
It is not something which is going to be like, my approach is like, you chop the wood, you burn the trees down, then you basically salt the road, then you build asphalt, and then you go. It's going to take time. It will get you the answers you want, it will get you the marks you want, but it's going to take time. So how do you make that approach go better? You cannot. Not in the time frame you have available now. You choose the battles you get and you fight them carefully. If you're going to be having too many isomerism questions, you're not going to be trying to solve all of them. You see the ones which are saying C4, C5 onwards. If it looks like it's going to go more than 7 or 8, you skip that then and there. At this stage, you can't afford the time. If it is less than 8, if the answer looks to be something which is going to be time constraint wise acceptable, then you have to basically make sure you're making the most of the time you're investing into it. You understand how to basically start prioritizing the way you approach the exam. So in these papers now, in the coming papers in organic, you are not going to be learning organic chemistry solving. What is it that you're going to be learning? What should you be learning in these exams that you're going to be writing soon?
Different models of questions.
Huh?
The different models of questions which can come.
More explain to be condense all the things which you need to learn into the shortest way in which you can explain it. You'll be learning exam sense. You'll have to learn how to handle papers where you do not know much, where you know you are going to score less, but you are not going to let that affect the rest of the performance. You're going to be learning how to basically plan for these exams from well in advance. Because see, when you know you're aiming for 80 or 90, that is a different type of game you'll be playing. Right? You have to go to
Yes.
sleep.
No, sir. No, no.
Okay. So more food.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So when you know you're going to be aiming for a 75, 80, you will play the game differently. When you know you're going to be aiming for 35, 40 only,
Mm.
you will play the game differently. You have to now start learning how to play the 35, 40 game. You understand what I'm trying to tell you here?
Yes.
But this 35, 40 should be done in a manner where your mental psyche doesn't take a beating. You're consistently learning more about the organic chemistry topics which you're learning, and simultaneously your performance in both physics and math should be maintained quite nicely.
And
That's
if I
the
spend,
yes, tell me.
like, if I am only attempting for like 50 marks, then I guess I'll have more time for maths and physics. So I can compensate over there.
Do not assume you are not going to be spending time on chemistry. You're going to attempt for 45, 50 marks, but you're going to pick those 45, 50 very, very carefully. If you can get it done in half an hour, well and good. But that doesn't mean you're going to be reading the remaining questions. You're going to be reading the remaining questions as well. You're going to be investing time in this. You're going to accept it is a time investment, yes, but it is going to be something which is going to be not fruitful. So you will try to make that time investment as fruitful as possible in terms of marks. But you will invest the time. Do not invest. Because when you stop not investing, what happens is your brain straight away starts putting filters on. I need to finish this question faster. I need to finish this question faster. I need to finish this question faster. It will make more errors. No. Your job now is to consolidate your topic and build confidence slowly, like an avalanche. And once enough potential is collected, things will start moving by themselves. That's the way to go in organic here. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So your job is not to feel sorry for yourself. Your job is not to feel down. Your job is not to feel, "Arey, mera problem nahi tha," and feel relieved. All are wrong responses. Your job is to, okay, abhi class ending time, huh?
It's fine, sir. You can continue.
So your job now is to make sure you understand what you have to start working on over here and what has to be your response and how to basically slowly, what to say, keep adding dominoes. So that when you have collected enough dominoes, when you push the one which you need to push, the entire thing falls beautifully, and what to say, you're able to use the wave which it generates. So you're going to basically do consolidated work now. That is going to be the next thing here. And you're going to have to, what to say, face a lot of pain in the exams and develop a nice thick buffalo skin from examination point of view. It will get done. And more or less the intelligence ego will get beaten down nicely, which is necessary, because ultimately once the intelligence ego gets beaten down, the impurities present in it will start leaving. Your intelligence will get more refined. It is good. So inorganically there is nothing of that sort, because inorganic nobody cares, nobody likes it, everybody is new. Organic, the problem is the kids have learned it earlier, who were good at it, who liked it then, are very good at it now.
Yeah.
And the gulf seems vast because of that. And don't take it wrongly, it is quite vast now, but it is not uncrossable. It is just that You have to recognize it as a gulf, and you're not going to be suddenly jumping across it. You're going to have to swim across it a little bit at a time. There is no sudden catapulting and stuff. Physical chemistry, you're able to catapult by what to say, learning and theorizing a little bit better, learning more elegant ways to solve problems. Job done. Physical chemistry, you can do that. Here, it's going to be a lot more tricky. Okay, now I hope that has given you some amount of clarity with respect to your organic chemistry so far.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And let's start. Cyclohexane. Do you still have time today? And how much time?
How long will it take, sir?
It'll take time. Half an hour, 15, 20 minutes at least. If I'm taking any bit. So we'll close then. I can see you're also doing. So we'll close off. I might end up taking another class for you sometime this week, during the week itself.
Okay.
Because I can see there is, what to say, enough trauma which has happened already. So now it's at least some amount of patch-up work has to be done. So let's give your ego some amount of boosting. And let's start off with cyclohexane a little bit. What did you learn about cyclohexane? What all did you learn?
It's okay.
You learned about the boat and chair, I suppose.
Yes, sir. Half chair and the
Oh,
yes,
now
twisted boat.
let's start off with something first. Let's number the carbons on this chair form here. And let's take this as the boat guy. So these two are the exact same technically, but chair and boat form. Now, let's start with configurations they are in. Now, before we go into configurations, I'm assuming you remembered this, or rather you remember this to some extent.
Yeah.
So this is an inverted Y and this is going to be a Y.
Lambda. Yeah.
I'm not going to be calling it as lambda. I'm going to call it inverted Y and Y.
Okay.
Lambda is something much more important than inverted Y. So I'm not going to mess up lambda here for the sake of some shitty inverted Y. No. So what is chair conformation here? C1, which conformation is this guy in? One bond is below, and then the other bond will be like this.
Yes.
What is in the conformation here? Y.
Yeah.
C2 is having one bond up. That means it is in an inverted Y.
Yes.
C3 is down, so Y. C4 is up, so inverted Y. C5 is down, so Y. C6 is up, so inverted Y. Okay?
Yeah.
So the chair conformation is your perfectly staggered or eclipsed?
Staggered.
Okay. Let's look at the boat. What does that guy look like? What is carbon 1 here? Has to be up.
Up.
Carbon
Down.
Carbon 4 is up. 5 is down. 6 is down. So tell me the conformation. 1 is.
So inverted Y. Y. Inverted Y. Y.
So this is your boat conformation, which is going to be partially staggered.
Yeah, partially staggered.
So far clear?
Yes, sir.
You already discussed this in your class so far?
Yes, sir.
Up to here, you already were clear.
Hmm.
This is the starting point of where you'll be continuing on from. So, my recommendation here is you've got other structures.
Twist
These
board.
are the other possibilities technically.
Yeah.
Then there is, of course, going to be chair 2 and board 2.
Hmm. Oh, like reverse. Like,
Yes.
okay.
And half chair also, there will be 1 and 2. I want you
Hmm.
to think what will be the conformations of each of these. That is your homework, so to say, to think on. And we'll continue on in the next session.
Okay.
So, I hope you understand that organic chemistry is not going to be the same as physical chemistry. You're going to have to treat this more like rotational dynamics and do consolidated, slow, periodic work. Switch to a book which is going to be comfortable. Do not start with a tough book. Organic club building confidence is essential. You cannot let your spirit waver here. Your spirit is extremely important over here. So you need to make sure you are starting with a comfortable book where you're able to solve questions. If it is a package, go with the goddamn package. I have no problem. But my target is 100 to 150 questions per goddamn week. And how much time do you spend? Per hour, you should ideally go for 40 questions, 30 to 40 questions. 30 to 40 questions per hour. Ideal shifting. And per hour of work after you have studied. So you study, then question practice. All right. Study के बाद जब तो question practice कर रहा, that question practice has to be in this format over there. Per hour, you should be able to, what to say, as of now, you'll probably be at 15 or 12. That's what I'm thinking your number will be at per hour. Is that meaningful or not?
I think it'll be a little more than that.
Is there okay, a little bit more than that. Okay, sorry, maybe
Yeah.
I've gone
No, no,
too much over here, maybe.
no, no,
We
no. I
can
think,
talk next session. So start working on questions. Pick a book which is acceptable, which is going to be comfortable. Start solving, and I'll see you next class. It will
sir,
probably be.
should I start solving general organic chemistry or like the previous topics?
You need to know isomerism well. You need to know nomenclature well. Did I make myself clear?
Yes. Sir.
Because organic chemistry is a cumulative thing. If you end up focusing on current rewards, whatever they are, you're not going to get them. You have to build up brick by brick by brick by brick from the foundation. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
So, nomenclature you can relatively skip if you're already comfortable. The parts
Yeah,
you're
I
relatively
was.
comfortable with, you can relatively skip, but you need to get comfortable with the parts you're uncomfortable with as of now.
Okay.
Till
I'll
to
do.
be uncomfortable parts, you have to basically get them to a reasonable level of comfort, then you can move on.
So I can just like go through them and see whether I know
I have
them or
no
not.
problem with what you do.
Huh.
What I said basically stands. In the sense, you get them to some amount of comfort, then you move on. But you have to get them to comfort. You
Okay.
cannot leave festering wounds because they'll fester for a long time and they'll come back and bite you later. Definitely. You do not want to do that. So, does that answer your question?
Hmm.
Any other question?
No, sir.
Fair enough. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night.